back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So we've got a fucking wild Ask Boyle today, and it's a little bit long, and probably the answer to it's going to be a little bit long. So we'll just bang into it. If you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation, or any generation, comedian, philosopher, crane operator at our boy Al, then head to my website, boylecomedy.com. I need some Ask Boyles. This one's a bit of a banger. This one's pretty fucking wild. So fucking, if you've got some wild ones, just send them out there. Also, fucked up Fridays. We need stories sent in. Get them in. Get it done, boylecomedy.com. So, fucking, let's check this one out. Let's check this fucking Ask Boyle out. This is probably the wildest Ask Boyle I've had. This could double as the wildest Ask Boyle, also the most fucked up Friday I've ever heard in my entire life. Just next level. All right, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So, this week's Ask Boyle, it was sent in by a listener from the US. That's all you're getting. So, here it is. I have an Ask Boyle for you. So, a couple of nights ago, I was hanging with an acquaintance I haven't seen in a few years. She told me she's basically just roommates with her husband now because over a year ago, he was at a friend's backyard party, and at some point during the night, he was caught making out with his friend's 16-year-old daughter. He obviously got his ass kicked for it by the girl's dad, and his wife told me that afterwards he had no memory of any of it. He was totally blacked out. Then, sometime later, she told me she had to wrestle a gun out of his hand because he was so distraught over it all that he was going to off himself. I was completely shocked to hear about all of this because he has always seemed like a genuinely solid and decent human being to me. But my question is this: can alcohol ever cause a person to cross a line that they're not capable of crossing while sober? There are some lines that are so heinous to cross, lines even worse than making out with a 16-year-old, and people have blamed alcohol for every manner of misconduct. But does alcohol really have the ability to change or alter someone's morals and ethics? And if so, are morals and ethics really so weak that they have no strength or power over something as retarded as the effects of booze? And is it even reasonable to have any faith in morals and ethics at all when they can't even bear the weight of booze, a backyard party, and a 16-year-old? Well, well, you have come to the right place. Jesus Christ, for starters, that's fucking, I don't even know where to start there, to be honest with you. That's fucked in so many directions. That's fucked for the wife, that's fucked for the girl's dad, that's fucked for the girl, that's fucked for the guy, that's fucked for me listening to it. Jesus Christ. Oh, hold on, there's a little bit at the end I just saw. She also told me that he quit drinking afterwards and that he's been sober for over a year now. So maybe his morals and ethics kicked back in after sobriety set back in. Over the past couple of days, I've just really been deliberating over the morals and ethics angle of it. How much of our morals and ethics can really even be relied upon? It's all fine and good that we have ethical codes when things are smooth sailing and there's no bumps in the road. But if our morals and ethics can't carry us when things get fuzzy, then what's the point? You dig? Well, I can tell you straight up, if you've come up with your own morals and ethics yourself and it's not anchored to something like bigger, like God, Like if your morals and ethics aren't anchored in something much, much bigger than just I came up with them and I believe this, then as soon as you bump up against something really fucked, your morals and ethics are fucking worthless. Like, I think about this all the time. The question I ask myself all the time is, how do you survive an encounter with pure evil? Like, what are your defenses against pure evil? And that could be whatever you want it to be. That's a personal thing. Think of an encounter with absolute pure evil. Are your morals and ethics going to stand up against that? I can tell you right now, the answer is fucking no. They will crumble at the first sign of danger. There's no way they stand up. So how can you face down an encounter with pure evil? Like, I don't understand how it's possible without externalizing your fear and your morals and ethics to a god. There's no other way I can see how you can get through it. Like, if you think about like the Palestinians in Palestine, the only way they're getting through that is their belief in God. My nana only got through the war because of her belief in God. You have to be able to externalize and place that fear onto something much, much bigger than yourself. Otherwise, it just crumbles. As soon as you are confronted with the concept of pure evil, morals and ethics fall apart unless they're attached to God. I just don't see any other way. Your made up morals and ethics, like I'm going to be a good person no matter what, that is not going to weather any fucking storm. That's not going to weather a fucking big night out on the fucking piss. That's how fucking flimsy your morals and ethics are. It can't even withstand a couple of Jaeger bombs and a few triple gin and tonics. And we all know that. Any drinker knows your morals go right out the window as soon as you're like fucking 10 beers deep. And obviously, fucking, like in your sober state, you're not thinking I'm going to fucking hook up with my mate's 16-year-old daughter. But when you black out, you're just fucking autopiloting. Like, I've done some heinous shit in blackout that fucking I wouldn't be too excited about. No 16-year-old friend's daughter or anything like that. But fucking, you know. You know, we don't need to talk about it on a fucking podcast, but you know, we all know. I don't even know how that's even an Ask Boyle. We all know the morals go out the window as soon as we have a few drinks. My morals and ethics were pretty loose sober, let alone fucking after a few drinks. Fuck, he sounded like he really was just fucking absolutely blacked out. I mean, the cunt's gone back and tried to fucking off himself. Poor guy. It's hard. I understand it's very hard for everyone involved to forgive and forget such an incident, but fuck. That's where you don't want to get with drinking. You don't want to get to the point where you fuck up so bad that you can't be forgiven. Most of the time you're fucking up, you can be forgiven, or you'll lose a couple of friends here and there along the way, but fucking, that's okay. You'll make some friends somewhere else. Where you don't want to get is like, fucking, I did something blacked out that was so fucked that it's just unforgivable. That's how people end up in jail. That's how people fucking end up in this situation. And if you roll back, yes, it is their fault in the fact that fucking they were the ones that chose to drink. They were the ones that chose to get blackout drunk. And in the end, it was their actions that caused all this to happen. But also, you can usually tell whether it's within someone's character, or they've just gone a little too deep into the darkness, because we all have like the shadow in us. We all have the dark side in us. And the booze opens up the fucking portal to the dark side. And if you're sober, most of the time you can just like integrate the shadow. You can just leave it there, like, oh, it might be a fleeting thought or something, and you just push it down. Move on. These are very tricky subjects to discuss, especially in this fashion. But yeah, the whole thing about alcohol is you drop your flimsy fucking morals and ethics. But I've been thinking about it for a long time now. Unless you have an unshakable, unwavering fucking belief in God, or a God, or your conception of God, or you're religious, or even with an unshaking, unwavering belief in God, you're still committing sin just constantly. Even like the Amish and the Mormons and shit are just sinning like fuck. So even then, you're still fucked, but you will have a chance. If you do have a God, then you will have a chance at facing down the devil. That's what I believe now. I think. I'm starting to come around to that. I can't think of any other place that you could get the strength needed to face that than God. There's no other place. You have to externalize the fear. You have to become fearless. And the only way to do that is through God. I just don't see any other way. And that doesn't mean like you win either. It just means you have a chance. So the answer is your morals and ethics aren't worth shit. When you're boozing, you're dancing with the devil. Like, honestly. And even if you're a fucking good person, if you're a great person, probably even more likely to do something fucking completely fucked if you're a good person, because you've repressed so much shit and it's just built up. If you're like a little bit of a piece of shit all the time, then when it comes to the time you're blacking out, you're just like, you're only 1 degree or 2 degree worse than you are when you're fucking sober. You know what I mean? But if you're a good, honest, clean person and you get fucking proper fucked up, and I've seen it in a few people, the real dark comes out because you need that outlet. But the people who are just generally pieces of shit all the time, they're pretty safe. Very safe and predictable. They're always going to be fucking dirtbags. But they probably won't end up doing the more extreme stuff. They will like later on down the track when the drinking gets like real fucked up. But, you know, try not to get there. Anyway, that was hectic. That was like a hectic story. I don't know. I feel like that dude needs to be forgiven. But I don't know. I don't know how I would react in the same situation. So I'm not going to say definitively, even though Jesus says forgive everyone. And also Allah, the all-merciful. Also in Buddhism, there's karma. So his karma will come due at some point. So the world has a way of working itself out without you being the arbiter of justice. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Before I get myself too tangled up. Anyway, fucking that'll do it for tonight. Thanks for the question, and I'll see you the fuck later.